Oh no! Oh no! I don't have the. Where's my phone? Oh, fuck, mate. I don't need it. I got talent. Ding. I don't know why I did a spit noise.
I was confused at what part of
The
the song
guy
you
in the
were
song
at.
doesn't go somewhere on the scene. Gotta live longer.
Gotta live longer.
So it seems. Da, da, da. I mean, so to speak. Guys, welcome back to the Luke, Kidgell, etc. Welcome. It's, I'm going to be honest, it's a post-investment episode tonight. A post-pub ep. First ever post-pub episode of the podcast. And I'm joined by Reese, who I haven't been joined with
Hello.
by a while. Joining me on Zoom via the internet because Reese is stuck in lockdown. How has it been, mate?
What do you mean, man? I'm at the beach.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so am I. That's so weird. Why do I look like I'm in lockdown? Jeez, that's pretty weird. Well, mate, can you join me here? That'd be the funniest bit. I just realized if you did 2 weeks of quarantine, didn't tell me, then pretended you were at a beach, and then I heard a knock on the door. God, what a long play. Not worth it, but what a long play it would be. How has it been being in lockdown at that beach?
Look, mate, we're going on, forget how many weeks we're at now.
Yep.
Doesn't look like it's ending anytime soon.
It's...
But, yeah, been going out for lots of walks, all that good
Well,
stuff.
This is the thing. I've been flexing on the gram a little bit this weekend. You know, I've been out and about, living the life, and my life, of course. And that's exactly why I do it. I only...
There's been times where I've been close to just typing back, fuck you.
Oh, a few people have. Devlin has said fuck you, who works for Luke and Lewis. A lot of my close friends. Go fuck yourself was quite popular. Eat dicks. A little bit homophobic. Didn't appreciate that. But because again, there's nothing wrong with eating cock. I would have been like, it's 2021. Is that a shit insult? Right? Try better. Someone, Meg's sister said, "Suck a dick," and I said, "I just did. It was delicious. It tastes like freedom. Eat shit." So hell yeah, dude.
But, mate, you've got to be careful.
What?
That it's hopefully doesn't catch up to you.
Oh yeah, because I'll probably get stuck in a lockdown eventually. Yeah, but that's a bit of fun, isn't it? Like if I've been throwing out all this shit and then everyone gets to do it back, you know, if you're gonna dish it out, you got to be able to take it. But no, I've been living the life. My life, it's weird because I feel really bad for everyone in lockdown, as I was saying last week on the podcast. But like objectively, my life is significantly better than so many people's life right now. And what am I gonna do? Like pretend I'm sad? That's worse. I'm not going to be like, guys, I'm not at a beach. I'm not having a great time. Last night I didn't have $9.90 jugs of 4X and it wasn't awesome. Because it was awesome, Reese. Dude, it was. It was so good. $9.90. Can you believe that investment deal? So it was one suggested by Jacinta on the email. People might remember at Airlie Beach, a place called Magnum's. Very poppin' bar, great vibe. And it's crazy. You know how most bars would have like a Monday to Wednesday type deal? Like to get people in on an off day of a bar? Dude, they have their deals, game day offers, running Thursday to Sunday. No time limit, just Thursday to Sunday. $9.90 jugs of 4X. And you're probably thinking, Luke, that's filth. Go fuck yourself. It's the elixir of the North. All right? And... I would never dabble in a 4X in any other state. But while you're here, you feel like you need to get amongst it. You feel a bit patriotic. It goes down better on home turf. But that was incredible. We went to another one today, the pub that we are post-pub at, where it was, this is what I've been loving in Airlie. 2 establishments fighting over who has the best meal deal. Both have signs that say best meal deal in Airlie. They're 100 meters apart. Now, one of them is $17 for a main course, like your parma, schnitty, steak, you know. There's a bit of everything. Calamari, fish and chips, your basic pub meals. $17, and you get a beer, soft drink, or a wine or basic house spirit with it, right? Of your choosing. The deal up the road, $16 for exactly the same thing.
Ooh. Have you tried both?
So for the first night, we tried the $17 one. Tonight, we went to the $16 one. I thought maybe the other one was going off quality. Not at all. The $16 one, significantly better, although they had less pool tables. So I guess
Yeah, I've been seeing you've been getting into
you
the
get
pool.
what you pay for. Yeah, pool's been sick. I've been I've been thrashing Meg and Sammy, so tonight I had to make it like interesting where they both have one shot each and then I have my go, and they bet me by one ball. We were both on the black ball at the same time. But yeah, I've realised since I've been in Queensland. Actually, no, this is not new. I am 6, and that's not news. I'm 6 years old. I feel like I need a fake ID only because when I'm at the pub, I act like an adult. I sit there, I have beers, I watch sport, and I have great chat, and I have smiles and a lot of fun. But I commute to the pub when I'm like on tour, like a 6-year-old. I skated home tonight with a rainbow ice cream, 1 scoop. And you're probably thinking, Luke, you're a fucking coward. Do 2 scoops. Firstly, think of how difficult that is. I'm just trying to skate in the dark. This is a comedy tour, not the fucking circus. All right? I'm not going to be juggling 2 to 3 scoops on my ice cream while skating in pitch black. That's already hard enough to begin with while juggling an ice cream. But no spillage was had, and it was delicious. Do you know what flavor? Everyone says it's caramel, but it doesn't taste like it. Do you know what flavor rainbow is? People always go like, "Oh, it's just like it's food dye and caramel," but I'm like, it doesn't taste like caramel. It tastes like rainbow. It tastes like a level of Mario Kart that's frustrating at times. But no, it's good. It's honestly, I do feel really sorry for you. It's so shit. Like, everyone is so miserable. I did a Zoom with all my mates, and like, they're not miserable, but they're just like, yeah. And I was like, oh, this is me last year. Because there's nothing you can do now. And everyone's just strapped in for the long haul in Melbourne and Sydney. They're like, this isn't ending anytime soon. Let's learn Cluedo.
To be honest, I think it's worse than the one last year, sort of.
Last year, the numbers were going down, and it seemed like there was a roadmap out. This year, it's like, how quickly can we get everyone vaccinated? And that's it. But what has been good is you've kind of been matching me in your flexes. Like, I was flexing the other day on the gram that I was at the Big Crab. I also told you one day on the phone, I was like, oh, just drove past the Big Mango.
Yeah, I've been trying to match him.
Then Reese, here I am thinking, oh, I'm going to have all these great flexes in North Queensland, shoots me a DM saying, yeah, well, check out the Big Wheelbarrow. He's walking around his local park, and I tell you what, this wheelbarrow, you wouldn't find that shit at Bunnings. You'd have to find it at the big Bunnings because it wouldn't fit in the fucking store. It was larger than a regular wheelbarrow.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was like a thing up here. I've lived up here for like 2 years.
It's pretty big.
In Clyde North. Yeah, and like I was going for a walk the other day, and I was like, oh, I'll go a bit further than I normally do. I'll venture out a bit more.
Hit that 5 kilometer radius.
I came across, I was probably close to it.
When you go on your walks, do you feel like you're in the Truman Show where he hits the edge of like your 5 kilometer radius and he touches the wall and there's a cloud and he's like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
What's going?
And like I mentioned this to you before. I was going for a walk the other day. Went to a local coffee shop nearby to get a takeaway coffee. And there's this street nearby that's known for like having during Magpie season swoop. They swoop you. And I forgot that it was like Magpie season.
Hang on, there's a street that's known for it. Hang on, so your neighborhood is letting like a gang of magpies just completely take over a street and no one's doing jack shit about it.
Yeah, like as soon as you walk down the street, you get swooped.
That's like stories of my dad when he's like, oh yeah, back when I went to America in the 80s and accidentally ran through the Bronx and like, and it was like, oh yeah.
I completely forgot that it was like magpie swooping season.
That's crazy.
And like as soon as I walked down the street, straight away, bang.
That's unbelievable. Dude,
yeah, then I had a bunch of tradies laugh at me.
Well, I mean, I would have. It's
There's nothing more soul crushing than having tradies, a group of tradies.
yeah, because not only are you being laughed at by strangers, they're getting paid like $60 an hour while they're doing it.
Yeah,
And that hurts the soul. That's
Yeah.
a double
and there's nothing you can do
whammy.
about
No,
it.
there's not, and you can't be like fuck you because they're gonna be like, man, I'm holding a jackhammer. I'd back the fuck off if I were you.
Yeah, so I just ran.
You ran away from the Magpie while tradies were laughing at you. So
Yeah.
you're so cool. That's awesome, man. But
So yeah, that's what I've
that
been
explains why when I was like, how's lockdown? And you're like, pretty rough. I was like to Reese, I was like, what have you been up to? Like, any content? You just go, Reese just goes in the saddest monotone voice. I saw a cow. And you know what?
Yeah, I've been seeing cows.
Crazy relatable because my dad is also in lockdown. My mum and dad, like, they've been gone for walks and stuff, and obviously, like, me and my brother have moved out, so they don't have a lot going on. It's just them in the house. Dad sends me a picture today and he goes, just was captioned pretty fat chicken. And then I was like, open it up and I was like, that's a bit of a girthy chicken, and that made the cut.
Yeah.
Back in a regular day, that maybe would be something that if I saw Dad that afternoon and it was right on his mind, potentially he could have been like, I saw a fat chicken today. But I don't think he even would have. But like 4 weeks into a lockdown, you see a chicken with like some hips and you're like, I'm going to send this to my 2 sons. Like, I bet if I called my brother now, he would have been like, I got exactly the same text at 2:40 this afternoon.
And what you're saying before about you sending me like all these things I've been missing out on, I sent you one on Saturday night. I don't know if you remember this one. Hate to hit you with some FOMO, but I'm sitting around a fire listening to Alex Lloyd. Sucks to be you.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. Was it amazing?
Yeah, it was
just
amazing.
A bit of Alex Lloyd comedy there.
Yeah.
For his 3 fans. Reese, me, someone else would have liked it. Yeah, dude. Oh, man, I was at the pub watching the D's game, and it's so weird when you watch it in Queensland and no one really gives a shit. We won after, I don't know if you saw it, but it was after the siren finished. Max Gawn kicked the goal to win the minor premiership to get us on top of the ladder, and great moment. I'm at a pub in Melbourne. Any pub you watch a close game in, I realized I forgot where I was. And it happened. I went, yes, turned around to high-five the guy next to me, and he looked at me and then went, who won? And I was like, clearly my team, bro. Slap my palm immediately. Don't leave me hanging. I hate Queensland, but I love it. It's just, that the little things like that making me a little bit homesick. Can't high-five a stranger in a pub when the D's get up.
No, not at all.
So thinking of flying home into a lockdown. But again, who am I going to high five? My postman? You're not allowed to.
Yeah.
So my Uber Eats guy, he'll be like, get the fuck away from me. So, other than that, it's been good. You know what else? You know what news came out today? I only got wind of it this afternoon. I'm pretty sure it was a Today news story, which is Monday.
Yeah.
It was the Wiggles, it's been reported as, the Wiggles have gone woke. And I don't think that's the story. People are going, oh, they added some diversity. And what they've done is the children's group, the Wiggles, have added 4 new members to the regular Wiggles. And people are like, oh, new lineup change. Mate, they've gone through so many members at this point. Dude, they are like, Panic at the Disco. Whereas like there's that one Anthony bloke who's the front man, he's the Brendan Urie. Who gives a fuck who's playing the drums, bro? I don't give a shit who's wiggling in the background. As long as there's one of the original members still having a crack. Murray, he's hung up the boots. Jeff was gone a long time ago. And I think the yellow bloke had a battle with cancer, I'm pretty sure. I think they all pulled out for pretty legitimate reasons. Those reasons being, I'm 60 and a millionaire. I don't need to do this anymore.
But I remember they got back. I think they did a reunion thing a year or 2 ago where they did where they played over 18.
Yeah, they did it at the Croc Centre, and I was so angry I didn't get a ticket. It sold out immediately. They could have done an arena. It would have gone off. So anyway, that was good, right? So then that came out, and everyone's gone. A bunch of people are going, oh, why do they have to go? Or like, I saw these dumb, just dumb people on Facebook like top comment on one of the posts was like, "When you go woke, you go broke." It's like, dude. And I agree with, this is not my take, because I guess I saw Blake Pavey post on his story before, and I agreed wholeheartedly. He pretty much said, and it was a great point, he was like, if you're over 4 years old and you give a shit about this, that's a massive problem. Like,
Yeah.
if you have a take, like, and here's my take. Obviously, I have a take, right? But my take is like, I don't give a shit who's part of the Wiggles. Dude, you could put a fucking crocodile in there like a bandicoot. I don't care. Like, who cares? Like, it could be like Guardians of the Galaxy, where it's just like 4 misfits, you know. You could put anyone in there. It doesn't matter, right? Put an alien. I'm just saying, my point is, I don't have a problem with it, but it's just any TV show. It's a bad business move. Too many band members. It's like Slipknot.
Yeah.
There's like 8 of them up there. There's one bloke on the drums. They're all wearing masks. They're hard to tell apart. Yeah. Splitting that 8 ways, firstly, not a good financial cut. I know they make millions, but still. But it's kind of like I have that same problem with Game of Thrones. I found it hard to keep up with what was going on. That's why I could never keep up with the Kardashians, because there's too fucking many of them, right? So it was just like one of those things where I saw this announcement and they were like, new Wiggles lineup, and I was like, oh, Emma and Lockie, they've hung up the boots. That's good. They've done their time. Time for 4 new people, right? That's what I thought it meant when I saw the headline, new lineup. I'm thinking it's got to stay a 4-piece. You know, imagine if like the Chili Peppers just added in 4 new blokes, and like, oh, some blokes on harmonica now. You know, we've got a woman just like playing the cello in the background, and you're like, really? You're a funk rock band? What are you doing? Like, what are all these members doing? Yeah. How much wiggling? Like, do you need it? Like, oh, mate, I need to like just palm off some of this wiggling to someone else. I was aggressively. There's too many bloody hot potatoes. Need to offload this work. And this is the best part of it. One of the new blokes was the, I don't know if you saw this, was the lead of Justice Crew. You know, like...
Oh, really?
You know, like that band, or no, they're like a dance group called Justice Crew.
Yeah, I think they were like an X Factor thing back in the day.
Yeah, dude. Not even back in the day, because on this tour, everyone's been going, man, the only people touring right now, like, man, the only people who have toured here, this was talking to people in Magpie, and I heard the same thing from Townsville. Oh, and the same thing from Cairns. They said the only people who have toured here in the last year have been you and Justice Crew. So I'm part of some pretty elite company. And apparently they all came to like this theater. They did like 300 people in Cairns, and one of them got their shirts off. And I heard on good authority from a girl that a couple of people just walked out, didn't think it was for them. Justice Crew Live. Imagine being that starved for entertainment where you go out of curiosity to watch a dance troupe from a talent show.
Yeah.
Like, that's how sick you are of the local club scene. Where you're like, I'm going to give Justice Crew a go.
Yeah.
So if you're an entertainer, I'd recommend trying to get out of a lockdown and coming to anywhere, and that people will come. I reckon that's why I've been selling so well, because it was this or Justice Crew. So, like, I'd rather hear some bloke talk about his dick for an hour than watch 8 blokes dance in unison. And now one of them's just ditched and become a wiggle anyway, which is a great cash move. I'm sure it pays way more than doing like the regional Queensland club scene. But yeah, I just think that's my only concern about the Wiggles. Dude, who gives a shit who's in it? Imagine getting mad at that. Imagine getting angry at something that doesn't even concern you. And the people angry probably don't even have kids. Because if you're a parent and you're angry at that, like, you're clearly not parenting. Like, you should be busier. Like, you know, go book a swimming lesson for your kid so he doesn't drown when he turns 14 and goes to the beach. Yeah. Like, instead of like posting on Facebook, like, oh, why does this one have curly hair? Who gives a shit? All right, and one of them does it. This TikTok went viral today, and I felt really bad because everyone. So. It's like, this is how I found out about this announcement was on TikTok. Very ashamed to admit. That's where I get all my news. That's how I found about literally. Actually, I'm not even joking. It's where I first got wind of what was happening in Afghanistan. It was
Oh,
on
really?
TikTok. Like I
TikTok.
read something and I saw something. I was like, oh, like people are, like I saw all the people in the tarmac, and I was like, holy shit!
Oh, yeah,
Like
yeah.
what's going on there? 'Cause dude, I was just traveling every day. I was waking up, driving 6 hours, going to a show, repeat like all last week.
Yeah.
So I just didn't look at the news. I was looking at COVID numbers just because that affects me directly. I just did not even once like look at my news feed last week. So I was like, I saw it on TikTok and I was like, holy shit. Then I like looked into it. I was like, oh my God, I've missed some global news here. Holy shit. It's horrible what's happening over there. But that's how I found out about the new Wiggles news. And I went in the comments and I'm now since the third top comment in 5 hours. The first two top comments are people arguing about if it's not a good thing for children or whatever, right? And then my comment, which is third top comment on the most viral video about it, one of the new members is Kelly, and she's a skateboarder. And I commented, do a kickflip, Kelly. And I'm sitting at third top comment. So that's journalism in our country, ladies and gentlemen. Good stuff. So yeah, what else has been going on? What else are we going to talk about? I feel like we need to talk about the sound tech from
It's been a
Magpie
while.
show. So have you been listening to the pod? Oh yeah, you've been editing it.
Yes, I've been keeping tabs on the sound tech.
Thoughts on last week's one where I evaluated Darwin and I did Cairns as well. The bloke who didn't understand the joke about me doing 10 minutes of fat bottom girls lip syncing.
Yeah, so that's obviously going to be a very low rating.
But I think you'd agree, and you know what it's like to be on tour. There's a bit of fun to be had there. There's a bit of fun on the way home where we go to like. That's the thing. Maurice and I because the show's like kind of the same every night. We don't really talk about the show. Like on the way home for an hour, we'll be like, dude, that guy said the craziest shit. But and Mackay, I was so gutted you missed this, Reese, because this, I think, will give Brad and Darren a run for his money, but for completely the wrong reasons. And Brad, I see Brad listens to the podcast every week now.
Yeah, I saw he commented on the last podcast.
And he'll be fuming hearing this. Brad?
Yeah.
Mate, someone has come and is trying... you know what? Unintentionally has almost dethroned you because I've never wanted Reese to be there so much more at a show. Like, I was devastated that you didn't witness this, and I felt like I had to really absorb everything that was happening because I knew I was going to be so excited to tell you. So I'm backstage. But I get there for the first half an hour, no sound tech. No sound tech to be seen. We start setting up the camera, merch, the usual stuff. I eventually go like 15 minutes before doors open. Hey, is there a microphone in the venue? Because I say no microphone, and I'm like, well, I have to be on stage in 45 minutes doing comedy into a microphone. Let's get one sorted. Eventually, the venue goes, all right, well, yeah, sorry, we'll get the guys doing sound. He'll be in a sec. In comes this guy who looks identical to Ewan McGregor in The Phantom Menace. Like when he was a Padawan.
Yeah.
We're talking Padawan, Apprentice Jedi, Ewan McGregor. But if he dressed like a magician from Mackay, he had a vest on, and he just... I don't know if you guys have ever seen like a Facebook album of people in a nightclub, like a Facebook nightclub album of people in like 2001.
Yeah.
But he was the DJ in the album, right? And and then he was like, "Oh mate, I'm a bit of a." I was like, "Oh, what do you do? Like, just sound tech stuff all around." He's like, "Retired DJ." I was like, "Oh yeah," and he's like, "Yeah, used to open for a few big acts. You might have heard of a few."
Pumping up the tires.
Yeah, he was. He was pretty happy with himself, but mate, he should be because he was great.
Yeah.
He said one of the best sentences I've ever heard. He goes, you might have heard of him. Now, up until 4 months ago, maybe wouldn't have rung a bell, or it would have, but I wouldn't have known. in the last 4 months since Reese and I's Fast and Furious obsession, we were very keen on this person. He's come up a few times on the show, actually. This man, right? I forget his name. That's why I'm saying this man. He goes, back in 2015, I think it was 2015, I opened for Ja Rule's show in Magpie. And so many questions. I was like, firstly, Ja Rule did a show in Magpie. And he goes, mate, it went off. It was in the local paper. And I go, oh, shit. It turns out I'm also a big deal. I got myself up on the bloody billboard. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
And I checked my Facebook messages today. Don't want to brag, but I got hit up by the local Triple M to do a slot. But I didn't check my DMs until about 4 days after I left. So, whatever. We're all a big deal. All I'm saying is Ja Rule's not the only big thing to hit Magpie lately.
Yeah.
It was Ja Rule's last show before he went back to America and got locked up.
What a final show before.
Yeah, so I go to the guy like, how many people did Ja Rule pull in Magpie? Now, if you don't know, like Magpie, fairly regional town, halfway up Queensland, not known for its like rap stadium concerts, I would say. More known for like beach, not much going on, bit of barefoot bowls perhaps, and a nice session ale at 3 p.m. That's what I'd say it's known for. That's the vibe of Magpie. Turns out, didn't pull a great crowd to his show, but then they hit the Duck Club afterwards was the quote, and I was like, mate, it wasn't 50 Cent. You don't have to say duh. And by the way, I'm not even up to the best part about the guy. Yeah. This is the second best reason. This is why he got into my top 3, but there was one other reason why he might dethrone Brad. Well, Brad was silver, wasn't it? Darren was first in your books.
Darren was first.
See, I hold Darren and Brad equal because I'm like also.
Yeah, they're pretty
also,
equal. Also,
Brad's post-tour correspondence with this segment has been bumping him up the ranks because every week he goes, "Fuck you." And in my brain,
he's been sending me messages as well.
That just makes him creep up further in my books.
Yeah.
So anyway, he goes, his show wasn't that great, but mate, he hit the club afterwards. Someone then started playing his tracks, and someone handed Ja Rule the microphone, and Ja Rule went, nah. And they're like, oh, that sucks. Like, we can't get Ja Rule to like sing in our nightclub. Then someone handed him a $4,000 bottle of champagne. Right? Ja Rule, like the legend he is, probably squeezing a titty like he did in Fast and Furious. Yeah. Next the whole thing, a whole $4,000 bottle in 20 minutes, and then goes, and I quote, pass me the microphone. And then did 45 minutes of the same show to objectively 3 times the amount of people who paid $10 entry to get into the Magpie nightclub. And apparently it fucking ripped. And then that is what made the local paper. And you sent me the album during the week because I told you about it.
Yeah, I did some like research into this. Dude. And like I found this thing. It looked like a vibe.
It was a hell of a vibe. Now, look, that's got him sitting at a close bronze. That's got him bumped up above Felix. Just those kind of anecdotes right before you get on stage are what I live for. Like, I want to hear about the time that Ja Rule did a nightclub in regional Queensland. Tell me more. Now, you're probably thinking, Luke, that's probably not good enough to get to top 3 in this competition because you are competing with the heavyweights in this competition. Yeah. Brad, Darren, Max from Sydney.
Emo Aaron.
Emo Aaron from Albury. Yeah, I always forget about Emo Aaron. A real strong contender, but I did hardly say a word to him, but the fact that he just did his job in such a professional way has him sitting at like 4th. And by the way, Meg has also entered the ranks because she did the sound tech in Townsville, but fucked up the first show and didn't... No, not my fault. Wasn't her fault. The venue staff informed her that the master volume and the music volume were not connected.
No.
Yeah.
She said that it was the volume button. She was like, that's the microphone. This is the...
Turns out they were just... So the music and the microphone were both running through the master. So she goes, when you want to fade down the music, fade down this one. So Meg gives him the text going, all good to go. I turn on the mic from backstage. I go, Townsville, what's going on? And people could just hear me screaming through a muffled door. And then Meg just texts me, oh, fuck. And then because she's just faded down everything, and then she goes to fade me back up, but like the music's still playing. So then she fades back up like the Chili Peppers or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was
That's
it was a
good.
bloody mess. Anyway, the reason why I'm still not sure what this guy's name is, Magpie DJ
Yeah.
is in my top 3 is because he called the Kid Laroi, the popular Australian artist who's just gone really big all around the world. People may know of him, got a new song with Justin Bieber. He called the Kid Laroi the Kid Laroi 3 times, and I didn't correct him
Yeah.
once. And then what was a bit rude of me was, yes, there was going as far as to not correct him when he said it, but I thought it was a bit funny, and I repeated it back to him to give him more confidence to repeat it to another person. Like when he brings up the Kid Laroi next, because I was going, oh, dude, I love the Kid Larry. He's now gonna have all the confidence in the world going.
Yeah.
The young person told me his name was the Kid Larry.
Yeah, it's kind of like the old guy who thinks he's like down with the youth.
It was awesome. Yeah, he was actually an awesome dude, but it was just truly incredible. But it was actually he was very, very good. He was also very good at the job. But the repetition of the Kid Laroi and that Ja Rule story really bumped him up in the ranks in my books. And I like to think that you would have been a big fan of the anecdotes as
just
well.
the Ja Rule thing. Yeah, that just would have sealed the deal.
And the fact that he looked exactly like Ewan McGregor in The Phantom Menace was crazy. Because I go to Sammy, who's opening the shows, I go, oi, he looks like Ewan McGregor. And then Sammy looks at him, gives me like the look, and then just goes,
the realization.
hello there. And that really brought back down the backstage. I would say that brought the house down before we started the show. It did. And that created a good energy for the show because we were coming off a hot Ja Rule story, a few smirks at the Kid Laroi content, and I reckon that's why Mackay was one of the best shows of the tour so far because he brought. I would rank him equal third with Max because Max's beats were so good before the show. He also had decks, by the way. He was also running my pre-show playlist through some decks, so he was like doing some transitions. You know, like Kiss Chasey would fade into Machine Gun Kelly because I'm a piece of shit.
Smooth transitions.
Yeah, pretty good. So and I would say as well that Kid Laroi meme will now be one of the memes of the tour. It's followed on. Like we're at the pub and that song came on, and Sammy said, "Oh, it's the Kid Laroi," and it brought the house down. Got a few chuckles at the pub. So I would say top 3 memes you've missed of the tour, Reese, would be my top 3 differ from everyone else's top 3. A consistent one between the 3 of us has been saying goodbye to the car, because when you turn off the car, the hire car beeps and then comes up with goodbye on the dashboard, and we all go, "Oh, goodbye." Pretty basic. That was an entry level day 1 meme that stuck around. Day 3 is when the good stuff starts coming out. Meg bought a new. This is my favorite one of the tour. Meg's bought like a new. It's just a little throw on. You just chuck it on. She's bought one of those kind of see-through-ish linen like long shirts that girls might wear to the beach that like covers their bikini. So it kind of like makes it a little more tasteful if you go into a market in your thongs afterwards instead of just rolling through in a bikini, perhaps, right? And I was like, "Oh, what's this?" And she's like, "Oh, just something to just throw on, just chuck it on." So now whenever Meg wears that, Sammy and I go, "Oh, she's just piffed it on, like just hurled it around her body." And the joke is if you can find enough synonyms for throw, that gets a bit of a laugh. So I'm not saying that like the content's strong without you. Like I think there's a void that we're missing a bit of Reese, because you're a pretty good audience. Usually, for memes. Actually, usually you hate them for the first 3 days, and then by day 4, you're like, it's just gonna.
Yeah, they have to grow on me. Yeah, there's been a couple that have been like instant. There was that one we were doing in Queensland at when we were up in Queensland last time, the Machine Gun Kelly thing.
Oh, that one's annoying because I just do that throughout life. That's become like a My Name Jeff, like part of my vocabulary type thing. So Machine Gun Kelly has a song called My Ex's Best Friend, and it goes. hey, you know my ex, you miss whatever the lyric is, right? So whenever someone goes, hey, another person will then go, you know my ex.
Yeah.
That's just fun to do. But it's one of those ones where people do it and everyone goes, oh.
Yeah, it can get old after a while.
That's a good one. What's the other meme? Oh, it's not a good one. Oh, shit. I don't like that one. It started off in a pub, as most of them do, where Sammy and I were dancing to a song like this where you level up your hands. Like one level, two level, one level, two level. And then we were trying to get higher than each other. So then I stood on a chair in the pub to try and get maximum height. And then he went to stand on the table. And then whenever we climb a flight of... There's a lizard in the house.
Oh my God.
Something's happening. We need to go get a shot of the lizard.
Yep, go for it.
Meg, can you please bring the camera over and get a shot of the lizard to all the people watching?
Yeah, he might run across the...
That's okay. All right, it's recording. Just take the podcast over. I'll commentate it. Sorry, guys. Audio listeners will understand. We have a live lizard sighting
Riveting stuff.
indoors on, let's be honest, what has been a pretty relaxed podcast so far.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you saying? Can you see it? No, I can't see it.
I'm like trying to...
Is it a gecko? It might be a gecko, Meg. There's a lot of geckos in North Queensland.
Oh, it's really out of focus. Really out of focus. It looks like a poop on the wall.
It looks like a poop on the wall.
Since I can't see this lizard at the moment, can you describe this lizard to
Well,
me?
she just said it looks like a poop on the walls.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to see it. Imagine a shit stain just smeared above a door. It just fell. Okay, I feel like Meg's trying to fight the lizard now. Okay, she's saying it's little Greg, which is a year-old callback from a Bachelor video.
Yeah.
Okay, I shouldn't have given Megan the camera because now,
Yeah, you're not getting it
now
back.
this is all people are watching over my commentary. Okay. Is this going to be a clip on the Clips channel? Just
Yeah.
His fucking eyes are just like... The eyes are out to here, dude.
That's awesome. Hell yeah. Are you going to let him out? Or are you just going to keep him inside? Just going to keep him chilling?
House pet.
Yeah, right. I'll be honest, Reese. I've been really busy. Like, I know this is maybe a bit of a bummerette, but I don't have that much content. I don't know. Like, I've been shredding a bit.
Yeah.
We went down to the local skate park. Was pretty shortly lived. I did a Zoom with the lads last night from high school. Not a lot's going on with them. They're all in lockdown. That's a bit of the vibe at the moment. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do my podcast. Meg's in the background going, "Can I bum a megarang?" It's the worst sentence that's ever been said. You're like a homeless person, but like the uni student version. Or like you go to like the train station near a university of like people living on campus. Like, oi mate, can I bloody bum a fantastic chicken and noodles? Can I bum a megarang? Buy your own fucking megarang. Lads, you got that quarantine push brewing? Is it getting out of hand? I've got the solution for you. All right? Shave that bush. The lawnmower 4.0 is the best way to do it. Right? I did a bit of hedging in the shower today. I still have a 3.0. Felt like an idiot the whole time. Don't have the latest, newest, improved version, but it was still great. That's the thing. I'm using the 3.0 going, how could you get better than this? Reese is on the beach here, bloody got to be beach ready by summer. Slowly prepping that summer bod with the 4.0. Use code BASIC. They support the podcast, so support them. A bunch of people have been getting on it. A guy at the show, it was Townsville, I believe. He showed me his freshly shaved snail trail and said that was courtesy of Code Basic. And he was pretty thrilled about it. So that was good. So great to see people getting on board. And yeah, Manscaped, it comes with a bunch of other stuff like ball toner, ball deodorant. Because if you've got those stinky nuts, I just know for a fact that someone listening right now, because I did it in lockdown. Right, heck, I did it 2 days ago. I just didn't have a shower for like a whole 24-hour period. Right, I know there's someone with stinky nuts right now that's probably playing video games. doing something else. Can't be fucked to jump in the shower. But if your nuts are just too much to handle, just chuck in some ball deodorant. Keep going about your life. Postpone that shower with fresh smelling nuts. Now, I'm not condoning that behavior. I'm just saying it's an option with Manscaped. All right? Use code BASIC. Clean up your dick. And, yeah, that's it. And all I'm going to say is it glides over the rim. All right, back to the podcast. Yeah, anything new to report from you, or is that it?
That's about it, mate. But we did.
Oh, we had some questions.
Ask for some. We did.
What are the questions that were sent in?
All right. First one from Joseph. Are you better at shredding?
Like now compared to...
I assume so, yeah. They didn't elaborate,
I mean, yeah, like just like any other human, if you like do a thing, compared to when you first do a thing, you naturally improve and learn the muscle memory and motor skills that you require to do said thing better. So I guess I'm better, but I'm not significantly better because especially this leg of the tour, I've probably only shredded like 3 to 4 times, and most of the times have been this week. Darwin didn't even touch the board. We're in quarantine for half of it, and then it was just like hot, and I was really busy. I don't think people, I think some people think it's a holiday. I think that's what some people think touring is. Because I think some of my friends do that. They go like, oh man, like, oh, while you're at Airlie, like go check out this beach. And I'm like, dude, I've been doing, like, I work all day. Like I don't, like I guess it looks cool in my story, but like half of it's from my balcony.
I was going to say it's probably from your story. Yeah,
yeah,
people
but
probably get that perception.
That was because it's like I don't put me like responding to emails on my story.
Yeah.
Like, hey guys, just another 3 hours of admin, and then I might be able to go to the beach. And like I've been here for 3 days, and I've been to the beach once, and that's why it was on my story today. Yeah. So yes, I am better at shredding. That riveting question. Thanks very much for that correspondence.
Well, I haven't been doing too much shredding. I've been virtually.
No,
shredding.
you were trying to in the Patreon. I saw we have a.
Oh yeah, one night I was bored, and I'm close to landing a heel flip. But I can land with 1 foot on the board.
This has been the best addition to the Patreon. Has been a chat called Boys Club, right? It's called Boys Club Auskick because Auskick is Blood Boys Club. We all know that. And there's also a girls channel called Girls for Meg, where the girls just chat up a storm about girl shit. And guys, the Boys Club is just mainly, it's just guys posting about what beers they've had this week. But
yeah, what they've got at Dan Murphy's this
pretty
week.
much. But I would like that culture to shift into celebrating other things, other than just it's mainly been celebrating. Mainly someone just goes, oh, I got a new slab, and then everyone goes, boys. But I liked your contribution the other day, which was look, yes, you did have a Great Northern in your hand, but you were trying to land a hill flip in your garage, which is very locked down, a good vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, it's funny, when I was doing it, my dad was like heckling me.
Not trying to, that's bullshit. You can't be the guy also sitting in your garage drinking, going, "Fuck you, son." Like,
that's it. You can't land it. Just,
You know what? This is a message to Lance. All right, just you can't achieve greatness while you're being heckled by someone you want to respect you. You know what I mean? Like, if my dad was sitting here heckling me while I'm trying to do like comedy or whatever, I'd be like, Dad, just let me do my best.
Very true.
Yeah. What's the next question?
Next question is really niche from Ripley.
Okay.
Please discuss the highly controversial album Neighborhoods by Blink-182.
So this has become the nichest meme that's kind of been trickling through my live streams / Patreon Discord, where I think the meme is that Reese really likes one of Blink-182's later albums called Neighborhoods.
I love it.
It was I think most people would know Blink-182 for Enema of the State, Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, and Self-Titled, and perhaps Dude Ranch, the one that was before all that. Yeah. Right, which had Damn It on it. Since then, they've made an EP called Dogs Eating Dogs. Great stuff. Actually, one of my favorite bodies of work by the band.
Yep.
But in 2010, they made what some fans to be believe a great attempt at an album that was poorly mixed, had some great tracks on it, but overall was not a good body of work. Now, that is my thoughts on the album. Reese, however,
I love
stands by
It's
one
so-
track in particularly, which
Well, there are a couple, but there's one that's
one
really
really stands out
up
to
there for
Reese,
me.
which is the Hearts All Gone interlude. Now, a lot of bands and
it's so
music
good.
artists will chuck interludes on an album. I reckon just because the label's gone, you need to do 14 tracks. So they go, fuck you, I'm going to make this outro into another track, slap a bit of piano, and make people wait 2 minutes 30 for the next song and waste everyone's time. That's what an interlude is.
Yeah.
Just do track after track after track. Dude, you see the Killers' new album? They did an abridged version, which was just the songs, and then apparently the non-abridged version, like the full album, you get like commentary, like DVD commentary of, or like some theatrical commentary of the whole album. Yeah. Mike had a pretty shit take this week, actually. Radio Mike, furious. Bit of podcast beef. Oh, I'm happy to start it. Radio Mike said that the Killers have 2 good songs. Or was it 2 good albums? I don't want to misquote him.
I think albums.
Okay. All right, maybe he's right. They have more than 2 good songs,
beef.
though, because those albums, fuck, they're so good. Or maybe it was they haven't released a good album since Sam's Town. That's actually pretty
I
spot
think
on.
I think that's what the point
I think
was.
they've
yeah.
released a couple of good songs since then. You know, a couple of hits have come through, sneak through those dark phases of that band's career. But yeah, so Ripley, that's my thoughts, mate. Wishing well slaps, but we're losing listeners by the second. So the more I keep delving into Neighborhood's Blink-182's 2010 release, the more people will never come back to this pod.
Yeah.
So, God, but also, I really want to, respect Ripley for asking that question, but yet I want to respect the 2,500 other people that don't want to hear the answer. I'm in a tough one. Just guys, give me 15 seconds. My thoughts are: wishing well bangs, snake charmer rips, love is dangerous. Fuck that off.
Slaps.
Even if she falls, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Hearts All Gone. Pretty much any song with Mark on it is not the best, but controversial to say at the moment, as he is in stage 4 chemo. But that has nothing to do with his. I'm just a Tom DeLonge fan. I'm no hat, no Mark. I get moist for Tom. New Angels and Airwaves makes me hard, and that's it. That's that's my thoughts.
So good. Alrighty, we'll go next question from Alex. What did the Ducks of VCal himself think he might do career-wise before working with Luke? Okay. I was a bit confused. I was a shit tradie for a bit. I was really bad.
What is a shit tradie? Oh, I've done this before. You just didn't know what to do.
Yeah. I just didn't really
Were
care
you a
for it.
labourer or like a tradie?
I used to work for Handyman, and I was like his assistant.
So like, get me a screwdriver, and you.
Yeah, I was like the tool lucky, and occasionally he would let me like use the drill.
But you weren't good at it.
No, I was
And
terrible.
you didn't like fucking up someone's plaster wall and then having to fix it. Yeah. So what did you want to
And
do?
then-
But you started working with me pretty soon after high school, I guess.
After high school,
When did we start working together?
like start of last year.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I feel like we've known each other for ages.
Yeah.
Really?
But yeah,
Huh.
but then I studied. I was always interested in media and like radio and that. So at the time as well, I was doing like a media course. And not long after that, I worked for a digital radio station. Then after that, started working for Luke.
And that is history.
This one.
Fuck what the
from
Romans did.
Zara.
Yep.
Yeah, one from Zara. Reese's thoughts on Judgment from Lewis's son.
Oh, that was on the Luke and Lewis podcast this week.
Yeah.
Lewis, so Lewis has a son. His girlfriend's brother has moved in with them, and he came to the Misfits kind of warehouse, and Reese was working there. This was during the break of lockdown a few weeks ago. You met Lewis's son. I have not yet met Lewis's son.
I did.
And upon meeting Lewis's son, Reese received a bit of a drive-by behind the back. No, it wasn't even a drive-by. It was completely. It was.
No, it was right
it
in the
was
back.
just
Right in the back.
a Julius Caesar backstabbing on the way
Yeah.
home. Lewis's son said pretty plain and simply that Reese guy has a default face. And fuck, he's not wrong.
No, I can't fault him. He's complete.
Because
fact.
currently you just look like me with a mustache. You just look like me with a mustache and a Carlton Draft beanie. But I almost bought a Carlton Draft corduroy hat during the week, but then didn't want to buy it because I didn't want to step on your turf. Instead, I sent you a picture of it and said, I'll keep it here for next time you come back. I might go down. Did you want me to go down tomorrow morning and buy it for you as like a souvenir?
Yeah,
like
sure.
Some people might, buy like a because you're just trying to converse while I'm doing a podcast. Some people might go like bring home like a magnet or like a bottle opener that says
Stubby holder.
like Airlie Beach on it. Instead, I can buy you something from a City Beach store that they probably sell like 10 minutes away from your house.
Yeah. Alrighty, next question from Lily. How much have you missed each other?
Greatly.
Yeah.
Just mainly just the vibe. There's been so many times where like, for example, that song, that Ja Rule song, Furious, that you and I die laughing at every time it comes on, came on at the pub the other day. And I was like, oh. And then I was like, COVID sucks.
Yeah.
But to be fair, Sammy has been an honorary great replacement, has been pretending to laugh at Ja Rule songs for about four days now. Yeah.
I love the commitment.
Yeah, he said he doesn't even get it, but he still laughs.
I love the commitment.
Yeah.
I love the commitment.
He's happy. He's thinking of growing a mustache just to replace you.
Yeah. Get him a Carlton Draft beanie.
Yeah, all you need is a Carlton Draft beanie. And he started skateboarding. He bought a skateboard like day 2.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, mate, you better watch out, Reese. He might replace you.
Yeah. Has he been to Ghana?
He hasn't been to Ghana yet. We did go to Cotton On and a City Beach.
Okay.
But I didn't make any purchases because Meg talked me out of a pink shirt. You know how I flirted with that salmon shirt in Ghana when you were there?
Yeah, and I just laughed.
Yeah, you laughed at me, and then I did it again at City Beach, and I got just also met with laughter, and the shop assistant went, I don't know, which was awful. I opened the dressing room door, and she just went, what do you think? And I was like, well, fuck, I think I want to take it off now. And my confidence was shot through, and I had to embarrassingly and begrudgingly just walk it back to the rack and sadly put it back on. No purchases were made that day. What do you guys think? Listening, can I pull off a pink shirt? Everyone in my personal life is saying no. Some part of me thinks yes. I keep yearning for this desire. I think I need to find the perfect salmon shirt.
Yeah.
I just haven't found the right cut. I need something that is flattering. I need something that...
or you just fuck what everyone else says and just go with it.
True.
Just go with your heart's desire.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're copying a lot of judgment from a man that literally bought a plain black gander like thing. And you were like, oh, this will go with all my other plain black clothes.
Yeah.
All right, last one. Or is there a couple more?
Yep. No, it's the last one, but it's pretty similar from Rathika. I think I said it correctly. What have you missed the most about being away from each other?
Yeah, I guess just because Sammy doesn't drink, so maybe just like someone to make me feel like less sad.
Better.
Yeah, when I'm but I've got to go. I'm doing research for the podcast. Like I've got to go check out these game day offers and just into us right. It's good to know that people aren't lying when they're emailing us. I don't know, like this just the just feel like pure shit. Just want Reese back, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Does
bonding over shit 90s.
It's just moments where like I pretty much just go to immediately text Reese like, oh my god, he just called. Yeah, he just called the Kid Laroi, the Kid Larry. Like that. That's how we just overcome that. Is I go.
Yeah, the barrier.
I just immediately text him quotes that Soundtext say to me, and it makes him feel like he's there. Because I know if you were there, we would have shared a look, being like, that was incredible. Let's not correct him.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's got to the point now I will only call him the Kid Larry. And now
Yeah.
I'm going to be the guy calling him the Kid. I'll probably forget he's called the Kid Laroi. And then only call him the Kid Larry. And now I know
Yeah,
that
and then
people are going to send me messages now like, have you heard the Kid Larry's new song? And that will make me smirk.
Yeah, people probably start doing it now. Yeah.
Or is that it? That are the questions?
Yep. That's it.
Well, guys, what a reunion episode it's been.
Huge.
Been great to catch up with you, Reese. And
Thank you for having me.
on the podcast that you were on for like a year. You're like,
Well, it's been a while since I've forgotten
that's
about
true. That's the end. Thanks very much for tuning in, and keep sending in your investments. Keep sending in your topics, questions, because other than stories from the road, I don't do a lot. Literally, like I didn't know what was happening around the world this week. The only news story I found out about was the OnlyFans one, which I don't really have a take on. I'm just like, you can't shove things in your puss anymore.
it. No.
Okay, it doesn't concern me. So I'm a very selfish person. My heart goes out to all those girls and guys. Anyway, guys, that's the end of the episode. Goodbye, enjoy, and hope lockdown keeps going well. Hang in there, everyone. I'm not going to say it will get better soon, but it will get better eventually. Oh, boy.
Yeah. Hopefully reunited soon.
Yeah. All right. See you later, guys. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.
So